The atmosphere was electric. Two fighters, two nations, two dreams ready to collide inside the squared circle. On one side stood Rey Vargas, Mexico's tall, wiry technician, known for his slick boxing, sharp jab, and endless stamina. Across from him, Nick Ball of the United Kingdom, shorter, stockier, a powerhouse with relentless pressure and explosive hooks that could end a fight in an instant. The crowd knew this wasn't just a fight. It was a clash of styles. A storm waiting to break loose. From the opening bell, the contrast was crystal clear. Vargas extended his long reach, peppering Ball with stiff jabs, trying to control distance, trying to remind him that length could dominate brute force. But Ball wasn't intimidated. He marched forward, head tucked low, slipping shots and unleashing bombs to the body. Every step forward was a warning. I'm not here to box. I'm here to break you. The suspense in the arena was unbearable. Could Vargas maintain his discipline, staying composed against such relentless aggression? Or would Ball's power eventually crash through the Mexican's defenses? Every feint, every step, every punch carried danger. It was a battle of patience versus pressure, brains versus brawn. And as the first round closed, one thing was certain. This was going to be a war where no second could be wasted, no mistake forgiven. The crowd roared, sensing they were witnessing not just a fight, but the beginning of a story that could end in either a masterclass or a brutal knockout. The suspense hung heavy. Who would bend first? Vargas's discipline or Ball's reckless courage? Round 2 began, and Vargas's strategy came alive. He moved like a grandmaster, shifting pieces across a board. His jab was precise, his footwork graceful, his timing impeccable. He painted patterns in the air, touching Ball with crisp shots that snapped his head back. Each strike was a reminder, this is my fight, my distance, my pace. But Nick Ball was a storm that refused to be contained. He didn't care about Vargas's elegance. He slipped under the jab, growling as he ripped hooks into Vargas's midsection, digging deep like a miner searching for gold. The thud of leather on flesh echoed, making even the crowd wince. For a moment, it seemed Vargas was in full control, but suspense lingered with every Ball attack. Because one opening, just one, was all the Brit needed to land his cannon-like hook, and Vargas knew it. The Mexican's eyes were calm, but his feet betrayed urgency, circling, refusing to let Ball plant his power. The tension grew tighter, like a rope stretched to its limit. Would Vargas suffocate Ball with discipline, or was Ball simply waiting for the storm to break? By round 4, the energy shifted. Nick Ball had absorbed the jabs, the counters, the angles. Now he was closing the distance faster, cutting the ring like a hunter tracking prey. Vargas fired his combinations, but Ball walked through them, his gloves tucked, his teeth clenched, his eyes burning. The Brit's pressure was terrifying. He unleashed savage hooks to the body, uppercuts through the guard, fists that seemed forged in fire. Each punch forced Vargas back, forced him into positions he didn't want. The Mexican chess player was suddenly in a pressure cooker, but Vargas wasn't folding. He fired back with slicing counters, his jab turning desperate but sharp. A straight right cracked Ball's head back. The crowd gasped. Had Vargas found the shot to slow the Brit? But Ball only grinned, shaking it off, and charged forward with even more fury. The suspense was maddening. Every time Vargas looked in control, Ball broke the illusion. Every time Ball seemed unstoppable, Vargas struck him with a reminder of his skill. It was chaos wrapped in discipline, fire wrapped in ice. The arena was no longer watching a fight. They were watching a storm collide with a mountain, neither willing to fall. By the middle rounds, sweat poured, gloves cracked, and the ring became a battlefield soaked in suspense. Vargas's precision was still sharp, but his movements grew heavier, slower. Ball's relentless march was starting to wear him down. The Mexicans' sharp jab wasn't enough to stop the Brits' bulldozing determination. Nick Ball dug into the body like a man possessed. Left hook, right hook, uppercut, punches that shook Vargas's frame. Punches meant not just to hurt, but to break the soul. Vargas winced, but his pride refused to crumble. He fired back with straight rights, clean hooks of his own, a defiant reminder that he was still alive, still dangerous. The crowd couldn't sit. Every exchange threatened to end the fight. Would Vargas land the perfect counter to silence the storm? Or would Ball's fire finally melt the Mexican's icy composure? In one wild exchange, Vargas landed a crisp 1-2 that snapped Ball's head back. For a split second, it looked like Ball was hurt. The arena held its breath, but Ball roared back instantly, unloading a furious flurry that sent Vargas stumbling to the ropes. The bell rang just in time. The war was now balanced on a knife's edge. The championship rounds arrived, and suspense was at its peak. Both men were battered, bruised, and bloodied, but neither broken. Vargas's once crisp jab was now a survival tool, flicking desperately to keep Ball off. But Ball was a machine, unshaken, surging forward like a tidal wave. The arena shook as Ball trapped Vargas in the corner. Hooks slammed into ribs, uppercuts split the guard. Vargas's eyes burned with defiance, firing back countershots. But his legs betrayed him. They were slower, heavier. He was fighting on heart alone. Then came the moment. A savage left hook from Ball crashed onto Vargas's jaw, sending shockwaves through the ring. Vargas staggered, legs buckling, but he refused to fall. He fired back wildly, a warrior refusing surrender. The crowd was in a frenzy. Would Vargas survive, or would Ball finish the storm he started? The final bell rang before the truth could fully emerge. Both men raised their arms, both battered but unbroken. The suspense had lasted until the very end. No man destroyed. No man dominated. Only two warriors who gave everything, leaving fans breathless, hungry, and forever haunted by the question, if there had been one more round, who would have conquered the storm?